Hey, Amy. I'm having issues with my camera right now, being weird. Bear with me here. Yeah, YouTube booted me out of my previous live stream, so I don't really know what that was about. Annoying. Amy, I haven't had I saw you message me. I have not had a chance to read it, so give me just a second here. All right, let's see. Okay, Amy, so reading the messages, it does seem. Oh, hey, IJ. You'll be next after Amy, okay? I got you. Let me put the donation list really quickly here. Alright, we got Amy and then we've got IJ. Boom, boom. That's the order. Okay, so. Alright, Amy. So, yeah, message for you that you donated for. I'm going to kind of try to do a deeper dive into figuring out what the heck is going on here. But what I will say, Amy, is that pretty much everything you sent to me is not a surprise. I don't feel shocked at all about this. I believe even in earlier readings, I was saying it might have been a little too much, too strong for him, a little intense in the beginning, and um, yeah, I mean, I think that you piqued his curiosity, of course. I feel like the main things that I was noticing was he has feelings for this other person. Number one, number two, there is physical attraction to you, but what I was saying was there's feelings. I remember saying it's more of a physical thing. I remember saying that. I also remember that he didn't want things to be weird between you guys, right? Um, Wait, sorry, hold on, what's going on here? Taka, I'm sorry you were timed out. What the heck? What happened with Taka here? Taka hasn't even said anything at all. Taka, message me on Instagram, girl. Sometimes Nightbot acts crazy. Oh, you know what I think if you Taka, if you use the word skip, which is I'm so sorry. That's why I changed the wording is the jumping the line. Um Basically like pay to jump the line because if you say skip, then Nightbot is going to think that you're one of the people on the free list and is like because sometimes people on the free list will be like, you skipped me, or I think I was skipped, or whatever. And Nightbot had filtered those words out, but it actually it did it to Lovely the other night. So I was like, I think I have to change the wording for the pay to skips to pay to jump. So that way people are not getting timed out for no reason. Because Nightbot is savage. It's like, and then the thing is I can't even read your message that, and they just delete it. So I'm kind of just in a rock and a hard place right now with that. So I am so sorry, Taka. But I think what you're saying to me right now is maybe it was an in depth and you paid to skip. Um, but if you want to talk to me on Instagram, feel free if that's easier for you. If you can talk to me in the chat, just refrain from the word skip, but you can tell me that you paid to jump if that is what you were trying to tell me. So, really, really sorry about that. Um, okay, so Amy said, where am I, Amy? Where am I? It's doing dumb things. Yeah, it's stupid. Um, all right. Let's see. Okay, so we'll talk get a chance to get back in the chat and talk to me. But as far as Amy goes, it's like the things that you were saying to me, like he just wanted things to not be awkward between you guys. He likes this other girl, but they're not officially together. That's not a surprise to me. Also, that there was a physical attraction to you and that he was interested in you initially is also true, and things like that. So you said you just got off the phone with Crystal. Okay, hold on a second, Amy. I'm gonna send you a private message really quickly. Hold on 1 second here. You sent an email? Okay, perfect. Let me pull it up real quick. Oh, and that's the other relationship right now. Okay, Taka, I emailed you back, so if you can just take a look at that real quick for me. Okay, okay, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Um, so I know what I'm doing for what I'm doing for Amy, and that is. Wait, Taka, did you message me back yet? Taka said yes and jumping. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're good. Let me update the donation list really quickly, just so that everyone knows where they are. IJ, so sorry you got pushed back, dude. All right, Amy, Taka paid to jump the line, and IJ Eves. If you guys don't want to stick around in the live stream, it's totally fine. And just keep checking back periodically. You're more than welcome to do that. Um, I know that it can get kind of boring when I have a lot of readings back to back. So if you guys want to just like leave it with me and come back whenever that works too. For Amy and IJ, you'll get copies of your reading whether you're here or not. Alright, so IJ says no problem. Amy says I'm chill with you speaking the message here and sending you a copy. You're welcome. I'm proud of you too. I feel like, Amy, I feel like there was. Yeah, the comment is showing Taka, yes. Amy, I feel like this outreach from you, this contact from you, really did kind of catch him by surprise. He's not saying that specifically, but I'm feeling that or I'm sensing that. And so that's why I am bringing it up. And when I read this to you, like in this section, I think you're gonna understand why I'm saying that. But give me 1 second here. This is such a long one. I'm gonna have to cut him off in a second. Okay, so let's get this sent over to y'all. He said, take all the time you need. I might take an extra anxiety pill before I go to bed. Oh my gosh. This should not be working you up the way that it is. I'm so sorry. Oh girl, I didn't know you had BPD. That's new information for me, I think. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I did not know this. Okay. So he says, I'm not ready for a relationship, let alone a love It's really not something that I want. The last thing I wanted was to lead you on in any way, and I feel like sometimes I get swept up in the moment and forget what my intentions were in the first place. And what the heck did I write? Oh, he said, and I can't even read my own handwriting. I forgot what my intentions were in the first place, and I literally have no idea what I was writing. Oh my god. Maybe then? Oh, then. I think the word is then. Um, the moment and forget what my intentions were in the first place. And then, in hindsight, I realized I was leading you on. I have been meaning to talk to you honestly and clearly because things have gotten a bit messy. And I don't want any confusion or assumptions to be driving how we see each other. But time got in the way. But time got away from me. Oh my god. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Hold on. I should have read this first before I read it out loud. Let's start over. Okay, we're scratching all of that. Okay, here. Okay. I am not ready for a relationship, let alone a love triangle. It's really not something that I want or that I'm looking for. The last thing I wanted to do was lead you on in any way, and I feel like sometimes I get swept up in the moment and forget what my intentions were in the first place. And then, in hindsight, looking back, I realized I was leading you on. I have been meaning to talk to you honestly and clearly because things have gotten a bit messy, and I don't want any confusion or assumptions to be driving how we see each other. But time got away from me, and now I wonder if it's even relevant to have even brought it up. I tend to avoid things, and that's why you're hearing from the grapevine. You are a great girl, and I do enjoy being around you. I just feel like you are more into this than I am. It doesn't mean I haven't thought about it or you in that way. I just think this is something I have not been pursuing personally, and I have my reasons for that. So that is what he says. Sorry, I was like panicking in the middle, not knowing what the heck I wrote. I was writing so fast because what happens is when you're channeling sometimes, like you don't want to miss something, and that's why a lot of people will do like doodles, and they'll kind of, as things pop in, they'll write them down, because if I don't write it down, I'm gonna forget. And then sometimes it's so fast and the handwriting is so crazy that I don't even know what the heck I wrote. Now, I will say that the sloppier the handwriting, the more energy I feel like I'm getting, the more messages is coming in clearly and correctly. Whereas if my handwriting looks a little more neater and organized, I have noticed that it's a little bit harder for me to receive the message. Doesn't mean it's not coming through. It just means it's not coming through as fast or as easily. He says, you are a great girl, and I do enjoy being around you. I just feel like you are more into this than I am. It doesn't mean I haven't thought about it or you in that way. I just think this is something I have not been pursuing personally. So I feel like I don't know if it feels like there's something between you guys. Um Not necessarily. I mean, yeah, possibly. I don't know how to answer that question. That's not really what this says here. He's basically seeing your value. Um, yeah, you can donate for message cards. I feel like just from the information that we have, Amy, you can draw the conclusion that he does feel like there's something between you guys, because all the readings we've done, the information Crystal has given to you, what you've known and witnessed firsthand from this person, I feel like we can easily draw that conclusion. It's just not what he's saying here in this message, so I don't want to put words in his mouth. Maybe he did at one point. Yeah, I mean, I think what you have to do at this point, especially with BPD, and I'm really just trying to be as um, like clear as possible, is that if he does feel something between you, that doesn't necessarily mean that he still does. He might still change his mind. Like I don't want to like make this worse, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to like put words in his mouth or anything like that. Um Hey Vanessa, thank you for the donation. Okay, let's see anything else that he has to say. Yeah, so yeah, fine, definitely. All right, let's get some message cards for you. From him. Whoa. Confusion. I feel unclear about where we stand. Neglected. I failed to give you what you needed. Oh, regret. Um, I wish this never happened, or maybe like I wish that I didn't play a part in this. Or maybe I regret my actions, something along those lines. Maybe he does regret it. Maybe he does regret that this ever happened because, you know, obviously he's not trying to hurt your feelings, Amy, you know what I mean? Maybe he thinks he opens a can of worms on something and, you know, looking back, he's changed his mind or something, and I don't know. I feel like this really doesn't have anything to do with you personally, Amy, to be completely honest with you. I think this is just his age. I think it's where he's at in life. He's not looking for a relationship. He's talking to another girl that with, and he's not even willing to enter a relationship with that girl either. So I feel like he's kind of in this place of like he just wants to take every day at a time. And I think, Amy, to be honest, you're in a different place than he is. He feels like you're in a different place than he is. He feels like you're wanting something that he doesn't want. And it doesn't mean that there wasn't a connection. It doesn't mean that he doesn't see your value. It doesn't mean that he didn't have physical attraction to you or anything like that. But two things can be true at once. He can see your value, have attraction to you, and, you know, have maybe sparked some interest in you, possibly wanting to get to know you. But he's realizing that you want something different than he wants. You know, he doesn't want to be attached. He doesn't want to have expectations put onto him right now. He wants to move forward on his own. And he even has a stronger connection within you. He's not pursuing a relationship with that person either. So to me, it kind of feels like he's slowly gaining clarity on what it is that he wants. And that mostly boils down to I'm young, I want to have fun, I don't want someone to be into me because I'm not going to be able to reciprocate those feelings. Then there's the complexity of we have a similar friend group. Hey, Ascend, thank you so much. I'll update the list in just a second. He's like, we have a similar friend group. Then, and I don't want to like cause else involved. I think that potentially it has gotten back to him that you may be interested in him, or either that, or he's picking up on that and he's realizing that because of your actions towards him, and he has been vocal about it clearly to people in the group. And this is why it's getting back to you, because he's not willing to be man enough to be direct with you and tell you head on, I'm not into this like you are. I'm not pursuing this connection personally. And he's kind of hoping that the friends will be the one to relay this message to you in hopes that maybe you will let this go. I think that's really what this is coming down to, unfortunately. I mean, and what's hard for you, Amy, is that you're looking for validation from him and you want to believe that what you felt was real. I do think you can walk away knowing that there was something between you two. Crystal confirmed it, the cards have confirmed it, channeled messages and cards have confirmed it. Like, I feel like if what you're looking for is validation that this wasn't just in your head, that there was kind of a spark between the two of you, I would say yes, you can take that and walk away with that. However, I think the intensity of your interest was not a match for him. And I think that he, while maybe has a physical attraction to you, he knew the consequences of those actions. He knew that by pursuing you physically, even if that's all he wanted, he knew by your personality and the way that you were coming at him that you were going to eventually want more from him. So he said, never mind on the physical, let's just not do anything at all. Okay. But it doesn't mean that he's not attracted to you still. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have fun around you. It doesn't mean that he doesn't think you're a great girl. I think all of this is true. I just think from his perspective, he's thinking to himself, if we were to go there, she would want more from me. And I think that's ultimately what he is trying to, like get through, I guess, or be clear about. We also have overwhelmed, the stress, and damage. We are both hurting from this. Unsatisfied. I wasn't happy with the way things were going. I need more time to think. Space. Like, he needs space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get one more. It fell on the floor. Hold on a second. Detachment. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. And the one that fell on the floor was sabotage. I mess up the good things in my life sometimes. So potentially he feels like you're a good thing. Maybe he feels like you are right person, wrong time, potentially. But I think that this is a very layered, complicated situation, Amy. Being a friend in a like connection within a friend group, he's also in another romantic connection somewhere else. Also, his age is a factor. Where he's at in life versus where you are in life is a factor. What he wants for himself in his future is different than what you want for yourself in your future. And I think that all of these layers here of his entanglement with someone else, and you guys being a part of the same friend group, that can complicate matters or make things awkward. him not being direct with you, him being very indirect. So if you are confronting him and you're like, hey, like, if you're not interested, if you're uncomfortable, if this is not okay with you, please just be direct. You're asking for that validation from him, that directness from him, even if it hurts your feelings, because you want honesty, because you need to make sure that you're not like giving into any kind of delusion whatsoever, because that's not healthy for you mentally. And he's not the one, he's not being direct with you, he's acting like everything is fine. You know what I mean? Like he's basically like, okay, like I have wanted to talk to you, but time got, at this point I didn't think it was relevant anymore. I just feel like he kind of runs away from being a man, I think, and being direct, that you needed him. So, or needed him to be. I mean, think about it. At this point, you had to go to him anyways tonight. Yes, you guys had a conversation and you kind of cleared the air, but who initiated that conversation? That was you. I feel like he's in these places where it's like consciously he knows what's right, he knows what's wrong, and he sometimes flirts with that line. And I think that he starts putting people in these positions that can cause confusion. So you come to me for clarity on a spiritual level, and you're trying to heal and evolve and grow and be your own person, and try not to put too much focus on him. But he's not being direct with you, and every time someone says, hey, he's not interested in you, and then he turns around and likes a picture, or he turns around and sends you a message, that's conflicting signals here. And then what are you supposed to do with that information, and how are you supposed to know what's going on? So the only thing that I can suggest, Amy, is that you remove yourself from the situation entirely to salvage a relationship with your friend group that you have. Also, to just avoid any kind of confusion moving forward. I really think this is going to be the best and healthiest thing for you, because I know sometimes with BPD it can cause obsessive thoughts. Not obsession with someone, but it can cause obsessive thoughts. And I think that it can cause you to kind of be constantly questioning, like, what's actually happening, what's reality, what's in my head. And I think just the option for you, just the healthy choice in general, is going to be for you to just remove yourself from the equation. Don't get caught up in this guy who is giving mixed signals to you, who has admitted that he has given you mixed signals. He's admitted through channeled messages, he's admitted to your friends. He is not clear about what he wants. The only thing he knows is, like, in that moment, what feels good to me. He kind of makes decisions based off of impulse, based off of how he's feeling in the moment. And I think, unfortunately, that can cause some confusion for you. So I don't think he's a bad person, but I think he just doesn't really know what he's up against. I don't think he really knows what he's dealing with. And I don't think he really understands the consequences of his actions. And he needs to start thinking things through a little bit more, and not being so mixed signally, and not leading you on to questioning what's going on here. Because when we do readings, we're going off of his energy. So if I say that he feels physical attraction from you, that's obvious. That's the energy around you right now. Is he gonna do anything with that? That's the question at hand. I don't know. But if that's his energy, that's his energy. We can't change that. And then also, he's got issues as well. So he's caught and cold because of his issues. So it's like, I feel like we're dealing with a melting pot of mess of information that I just learned tonight that I didn't even know before. And that could be why I'm picking up that hot, cold energy from him. And some days he's interested and some days he's not. And that was really confusing for me personally as your reader, because I didn't know what the heck was going on. And then it comes through that he's bipolar. So, that adds like another element to, makes it even more complicated. You know what I mean? I'm just reading the chat. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. You're glad you backed off real good even during your vacation. Yes, definitely. It was still so surprising that he even responded. I know. You know, and we've mentioned that before, right person, wrong time. Glad he was at least up front about him being uncomfy. And said that it is what it is, and that I don't have to worry about us being awkward. Yeah, I'm glad he was able to. Again, you're the one that had to reach out to him. Literally, he turns around, flirts with me, even if Crystal tells me that he teases everyone. And here's the thing, Amy, that is risky. That I'm gonna finish up your reading here. Amy, let me know if there's anything else you need from me, because I'm just gonna conclude your message so I can move on to the next person. But I think that it's very risky of him to know or sense or feel that you are interested in him to then go and flirt with you. It doesn't matter if he has a flirty personality, it doesn't matter if he teases everyone. He needs to be more mindful and careful about who he's giving that type of energy to, because if he knows that there's interest from you and attraction from you, and I don't think there's any world in which he doesn't know that, for him to then do these things is not okay. And he even says in the channeled message, like, I know this about myself and I do it anyway. So that's dangerous. That's emotionally dangerous. Correct, Amy. Crystal saying he's in the wrong for not being direct. I like that. Jessica Lane, hello and welcome in. Right now, our free list is closed. All right, we've got Lovely. Oh, and it looks like Ascend sent for another. Oh, wait, Lovely is also on this list. Hold up. You guys were like a minute apart, and I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Okay. There we go. We're up to date now. I just hope over time I can let this go, and thank you. Yes, exactly, Luna. I know it's hard for me just because I felt a connection. Yes, agreed. Right, because I can feel it when we're around each other. Crystal's trying to tell me this time your gut is wrong. Yeah, I don't know, but regardless, wrong or somewhere in between, it's in your best interest to just pull back from this connection, because this person clearly has a habit of not being able to be direct with you, and you're going to basically be tormented about this for a very long time if you continue to want to know what's going on here. You know what I mean? And I think every layer, every element, any new information you learn, you're going to be like, oh my God, now I need a reading because this is new information. And now I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I think that you'll best serve yourself to just like let this go. Okay. But what I will say, Amy, is unrelated to this. I'm gonna send you a TikTok because I saw something today about um, this woman who she teaches preschool, and she's really into astrology, and she was talking about how the patterns that she's recognized with her kids, that they're like, if all Sagittarius goes are this way, all Tauruses are this way, etc. It's just through her own observation of teaching preschoolers, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. So I'm gonna send that over to you because if you know any of your kids' signs, you might relate or think it's funny. So remind me if you don't hear from me, but I'll get that sent to you because I thought about you today when I saw it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right, Amy, thank you so much for your donation. I am going to, you're welcome, Amy. I'm going to move on to Taka. Taka's here with an in depth reading. Let me pull up her question really quickly. You're very welcome, Amy. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to help if you need any support. And just know, like, even if you get readings on him again, there's no judgment here. But I just want you to do what's healthy, okay? All right, this is for Taka. Taka paid to jump the line right now. Taka, if you're in here, in with me, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. Oh my goodness, Taka. I just read what you had said in your little summary. Oh, you're in here. Because I wasn't sure if you were in here or not. Oh my goodness. Okay, so do you remember back when I was doing a reading for you and I was telling you that he is going to try to be helpful to you? I don't know if you remember that or not, but I was saying keep an eye on the things that he's paying attention to, the things that he tries to see if he can ease your load or help you with. I said that's how you're going to know that his interest is growing, or that he's investing more interest in you, because he's going to start doing things to try to help you. Um, I really feel like I had to. Okay, you remember. Because I was saying that's what. I remember saying something like, um, people like you more when they do things for you. Usually people think, okay, if someone does me a favor, I'm going to like them more because they're doing me a favor. But what really the psychology is that if I do something for you, I like you more. Because if I'm willing to sacrifice myself to do something for you, to help you, to serve you, I must really like you if I'm going to go out of my way to do that. So, yes, if someone does you do like appreciate that, but it doesn't make you necessarily like that person more. So for him to go out of his way to try to help you, it's his way to like get closer to you. It's his way to kind of try to be a standout in your life and make you feel like, okay, wow, this person's really trying to cater to my needs, or do things for me, even if, like you said, it's not quote unquote right. I don't want to. I feel like this is his way of trying to make your life easier, make your life better, your quality of life at work better for you as well. And I hindsight way, Taka, his way of securing your spot. Okay, so he doesn't want you to leave this job. He wants you to be like grandfathered into this position basically. He wants to give you job security and things like that. So if what it is that he's doing, if how it is that he's helping you is making you look good, is making you look better, is making your store look better, that's his way of basically trying to stabilize the fact that you will stick around, that you will stay there, that you will not leave. So he's like, whatever I can do to make things a little easier on her kind of gives her job security, kind of secures the fact that I'm still gonna be able to continue to see her. We're still gonna be able to do all of this. So, you know, I feel like also giving you recommendations unrelated to work and things like that. I like that you're picking up on these subtle changes and shifts, because what it's telling me is that you're noticing that things are progressing. Whether it doesn't seem like it's really making a big change, you are noticing that connection a little bit further. So, um, I remember telling you a while back that this subtle. They are not going to be something that feels like things are picking up really fast. And I've got to be honest with you, Taka, it's still going to be that way for a while. But what I had said was is look at where you are now versus where you were when you first met. And even though every single day the changes are very, very subtle, if you look at it as a whole, if you look at it as, you know, the how much you guys have gotten to know each other, time spent together, how he's acting towards you outside of like how things were at the very, very beginning, if you see that as a whole, you will notice that there has been some change, there has been some shift in your dynamic, you know. Um, it's just maybe very, very small changes every week, but as a whole, you have come quite far with this person. So I am still feeling that energy for you. I just gotta be clear because I know you're acting like or asking next question or next actions, and you're also saying like, you know, you're taking things slow. Things are still going slow. I think things still will go slow. The hangman does kind of talk about things being in suspense. So you might be like, oh my God, when is it going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going on? And like that suspenseful feeling. And also the hangman kind of talks about kind of being still and doing things slowly. Okay, so that especially there does indicate to me that this trajectory is kind of pretty much the same, but the hangman does acknowledge quote unquote sacrifices. It does acknowledge like maybe the things he's doing for you to go out of his way to try to make things better for you. I think that he is really trying to make you notice him. Like I said, he's trying to be a standout in your life. He's trying to make you feel lucky to know him. It's almost like he has this in his mind that you aren't witnessing him as much as he would like you to. Even though you may have a crush and he might be picking up on that a little bit, I don't think that he understands the extent of your interest. And so he's going to keep going out of his way to try to feel like, you know, he's your number one person. Like he's the person that you can go to, that you can ask for help. I really like the center of the reading being Ace of Cups in a question in terms of next actions, because I think that what you're going to continue to see from him is actions of affection. Now, this might have to be platonic affection for the time being due to the nature of your relationship and the dynamic, but I think that you are going to be seeing effort from him. It's coming from a romantic place, even if the gestures or the displays of affection are more work related or platonic in nature. It's coming from a romantic place. It's coming from a place from him where he's like, I really want to show her who I am. I want to do things above board, but at the same time, I want her to feel like I'm making more of an effort with her more than anyone else. So he also wants you to feel like a standout in his life as well. He wants you to feel special. He wants you to feel like the things he's doing is for you and you only, and you're not witnessing him doing that for other people. Okay? Then I think that there's a little give and take. I think that, you know, he gives a little and you give a little, and eventually you guys are inching down the line and continuing to see that growth. This feels steady. He's saying, my actions are, I want to hold on to life, which is why I was talking earlier. I was talking about how if he can do anything to make your life easier, then maybe like that will make you want to stay at this job. Or for example, if he can do something for you that might free up a little time for you or take some tasks off of your plate, that might give you guys a little bit more time to connect, because you don't feel so distracted and you don't feel like you're doing so much that you can't have a conversation with him. So I feel like and then we also have the Two of Cups in the corner and then believing in the impossible. So I feel like you guys are on the track of romance. It's a slow one, it's a slow burn, it really is, but sometimes the best love stories are a slow burn. So I think to feel encouraged about this connection, Taka, I would recommend continuing those, like watching those subtle shifts, watching those like little things that he might be doing or saying. Oh, that feels a little different than last week. This feels a little more one on one. This feels a little more intimate. This feels a little less, a little more personal. Like, focus on those things, because that's where the encouragement is going to come from and make you want to kind of stay in this and kind of see where this goes. I feel like, as far as actions, there are going to be continual things like this that will be happening. You'll probably come back to me in a week or two and be like, okay, so you said that things are going to get a little more personal. So, you know, now this recommendation was made, or, you know, he tried to ask me about my personal life or ask what I, or whatever it is. Trying to get to know you on a more personal level is something that I think is going to continue to happen as time goes on as well. Um, but yeah, I think I touched on every note here, every card, but let me know if you have any questions about anything I said. Hi, Tanya. How are you? Mm-hmm. You're welcome, Taka. All right, so I check in with me. Hey, IJ. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get started on yours. Man, this is a good night for y'all to be getting channeled reading because I feel like stuff's coming in quick tonight. Hey, lovely. Lovely, I was actually going to tell you this thing. I was picking up information for you. I don't know if it's because you've been getting so many channel messages lately or not, but I was like, what was I doing? I think I was making food earlier, and I just felt like he was trying to talk to me through you, and so I down earlier that I think that are supposed to be a part of your channeled message. So, um, yeah, that was kind of crazy. That was one of like that's happened to me before. I do randomly think of you guys, like everyone in here. But this was like the first time that I felt like I was getting information or something. And so I almost feel like message done. But I'm still gonna write it out and I'm still gonna pull and I'm still gonna see if like there's anything else that comes through. But yeah, that was crazy. Um, let's see. That does happen sometimes, and I will say, because I don't know if you guys remember James, but that used to happen a lot. I remember specifically, like, I was folding, or not folding laundry, I was switching clothes from the washer into the dryer, and, like, he donated for a reading, but I wasn't ready to get started on that. It was an offline reading, and I was, like, finishing up whatever chores that I had going on, and in that moment, all of this in, and I was like, I gotta sit down, like I've got to sit down and write this because like I'm gonna forget what I'm feeling right now. And it was just so weird. I think that what happens is it's things when I'm doing things very mindlessly. I think um it's like when I'm doing things mindlessly, like almost like a meditative state, like if it's something I've cooked before or a chore that I've done a million times or in the shower or something, it's so wild. But yeah, that's I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but I happened maybe like 3 to 5 times, or suddenly like you think of someone and they send you a text. It's just weird. It's so strange. But this is like the first couple of times this has happened in my whole entire reading career where I felt like I had to sit down and write these messages, or in this case today, I typed them on my iPad. But I felt, and it was just weird. Okay, are we back? Can you guys see me? Okay, perfect. All right. He said it's even funnier because I wasn't planning on getting a reading at all and randomly sent. That's crazy. Well, what I was gonna do was just save it for you, and then if you didn't get a reading from me, in the next couple of weeks, I was probably just gonna copy paste and send it because I I was like, clearly this message is supposed to be getting to her. So I like made a little note and I was like, Eliana not used, gotta, or I don't know what I wrote, I can't remember, but I was like, I gotta get this sent to her. The sound is in and out. Should I refresh? Oh, it was you? Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. That's so funny. Okay. I'm glad we're back. So what I will say, IJ, I'm gonna you with her on here is that you she kind of like carries you with her or something through her day, through her life. It's like almost as if when people say that someone's in the back of your head or in the back of your mind or something like that. That's what I feel like. I feel like she kind of carries you into her life and all the things she does. And I think told you this before, I can't remember, but I feel like she thinks about what would what would IJ think of this? Like if I were to go do this, what would he think? If he was here with me, what would that feel like? And I feel like that's a strong place that she's using, but acting as if you're there with her is almost like her subconscious way of trying to bring you into her life in a very real way. So if she's sitting there watching TV, thinking about what it would be like if you were there with her, and just kind of going through her life with her in the back of her mind, if that makes sense. Um, Okay, so she says, "You know what's crazy? I feel like you've gone inside of my head a little bit. Suddenly, I have no interest in how other people are perceiving me. I always try my best to put my best foot forward and make a good impression, and lately, I just don't care about that. I'm just doing me, and I feel like you're rubbing off on me because this is how I perceive you, just very self assured. I also don't care who finds me attractive either." This made me laugh. She said, "I also don't care who finds me attractive either because I am me, take it or leave it. It's such a liberating feeling. I wish I learned this earlier on. Not only do I feel inspired by you, but I also feel so secure and reassured by you. I want to talk to you again soon. Thank you for always meeting me where I'm at." I think I kind of laugh about because the Queen of Wands was in reverse, and I think I kind of laugh about her being like, I don't care if I'm attractive to anyone. Maybe it's her way of like getting comfortable with maybe not worried about what other people think, worried about how she's being perceived, maybe just making social media posts that are just what she wants to post, not so worried about what other people want from her. I also feel like maybe because she has you in her heart, that she's not really worried about other people finding her attractive because maybe her goal or her plan in mind is I've already found my person. Again, that might you know when you're with someone, like when you're in a relationship, you don't care how other people perceive you. You don't care if someone finds you attractive or not, because the only person that you care about finding you attractive is the person that you're with. You know what I mean? It's like when you're in like a very serious committed relationship, you could give two shits about if somebody else around you is like interested in you. And I think that's kind of where she's at energetically. And I think that's where that correlation is that even though she's single, even though she's not in a relationship, she's feeling like she is on some level. and she's not really caring about anyone else being interested in her. She's not caring about being validated by an external source. Almost like there's this inner knowing that you guys are going to connect, and like she doesn't have to worry about it. So that's why I laughed, because like that's what I took from that part of the message. You said she took a solo trip. She said it was about rediscovering herself and her place in this new space. Definitely. I know what you mean. That's how you've been feeling these days. It's like, it's a weird feeling, or not weird, but like strange maybe, because typically you only feel this way when you are in a relationship. But I think you make her feel so reassured and so secure, as she said, that I think it's, even though you guys have not manifested the relationship in the 3D reality, I feel almost like that's still taking effect on her. I don't think she's in the business of meeting anyone right now. I don't think she cares about that. Like you said, I think she's just in a place of trying to like rediscover herself for sure. So IJ, let me know if that's all you needed from me. But yeah, I really liked that reading for sure for you. I feel like that was super enlightening. Okay, perfect. All right, so next up we have Tanya. It looks like you sent for too many readings. Is that correct? So Ascend donated for a mini reading. Is Ascend in the chats? We're looking for Ascend here. I don't think she left her question with me. Hey Jessica, we're just doing donations right now. Would you like to donate? Ascend, this is your last call for the. If you're not here, you can't check in with me. We'll come back to you after Lovely. If you can check in with me though, if you're in the room, let me know. last call for Ascend. All right. I don't think Ascend's in here right now. Ascend, when you can, join us. Let me see. All right. So next up, I have Lovely. Back to you after Lovely if you come in the room. All right. So Lovely, let me get your message. I'm actually going to pull a couple extra cards too. I just want to make sure, I want to do this the way I normally do it, and I want to make sure that I'm not like missing any specific details or anything. Let's take a look here. Ooh, are you going to the beach? Alan, hello and welcome in. Oh my god, that's awesome. Is it like a summer vacation thing? Or are you just going for like a quick trip? Oh, I love that. I hope you have fun. Man, I want to go to the beach so bad. All right, let's see. Yeah, it was a lot that came through earlier, the sentiments, but I'm also tacking on what I'm pulling here with the cards, so I just wanted to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right. Let me get this sent to you. He just randomly called you and said, "Don't be surprised if you start seeing him looking at your social media and your energy or dreams." That's crazy. That's the first thing I thought of when you had told me, was I saw the High Priestess come out. It's like him connecting to your energy. Maybe he's just grasping at anything he can reach. Maybe that's why I have this feeling. Okay. So he says, "I know I messed up by not saying more when I should have, or by saying the right thing at my wrong time. Maybe in a way leading you into thinking that I was ready for something that I clearly wasn't. But I never stopped caring. This was real for me. You're someone I saw so much beauty in, like deep below the surface. You cross my mind in quiet moments. I've been imagining myself with a different life, less about chasing and more about living and being present. I want freedom, but I also want simplicity. I am so tired of things being complicated. Taking it easy and having trust in someone sounds pretty good right about now. And I think a part of me always connected you with that energy, open hearted, steady, brave, and a little wild in the best way. I have hope for us, even if I shouldn't. I want to believe anything is possible." And then it cut off, I realized, the end of the reading. He said, "I want to believe anything is possible." He says, "Even if in my head it feels so far out of reach." That part cut off, so let me send that to you. Sorry that cut off. So yeah. When he says in the beginning, he says, "Hey Asen, welcome back in. Drop your question for me, Asen. I have you down for a mini reading. What are we doing for you tonight?" When he says, "I said the right thing at my wrong time," I think I'm interpreting that as like him saying it wasn't the wrong time to say it, because I meant what I said, or I meant what I did, or I meant to have this connection kind of thing. But he's saying, like, because it was me, it's on me, because it wasn't the right time for me, I did these things and I shouldn't have. So he's saying, like, I know I messed up by not saying more when I should have, or by saying the right thing, the thing that I was feeling, the thing that I wanted to express, you know, but it was not at my right time. It was not a good time for me to say these things because I wasn't ready to back that shit up. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So that was the message, lovely. It's a little bit of a mix of what I was picking up on earlier, and then also a little bit of what I pulled from tonight's reading. So it'll be interesting to see if this happens again. But at the same time, if he can reach you in your energy, because your sister was like, don't be surprised if he's starting to come around again, like watching you and stuff, maybe he'll try to connect with you instead. You're very welcome. Absolutely. This was really cool. Thank you for stopping in. All right. So, all right. This is the order of donations right now. Lovely. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are catching up on the list right now. I have Asen next, and then I have Tanya. It looks like Tanya sent for 2 mini readings, I want to say. And then after that, we're open still if anybody else wants to donate. Yes, Tanya, I've got you, girl. Don't worry. You're on the list. What's Anthony's next actions? What's Anthony's next actions towards Ascent, please? There's new energy here, Ascend. Lots of new energy, so there could be some kind of shift going on here between you and him. Hi, Georgie. How are you? Wow, this is a really great cards that I pulled. Lots of major arcana. So I think Ascend, new energies coming in for you from Anthony specifically. There's going to be some like shifts, and whatever has been happening is going to feel like there's a breath of fresh air in your connection. Georgie said you sent a payment regarding S. I got it. Thank you. You're going to be after Tanya. I just posted the donation list, Georgie. So after Tanya, that's where your spot's going to be, okay? So what I'm want to move forward with a little bit more trust, a little bit more openness. The Fool talks about how someone's taking a trust fall into the universe, saying whatever is meant to happen will happen. I feel like Anthony's not going to try to force anything. You're welcome, Georgie. Not try to force anything with you. If you're uncomfortable with something, he's going to go along with it. If you're down for it, he's going to go along with it. The Fool is the energy of let's try to not have baggage. If we have history together, let's not try to make that a thing. Let's see if we can start over in some way. And it indicates that he wants to give this a shot, or he wants to give this another chance, or something along those lines. The Ace of Wands speaks to attraction, physical attraction, inspiration. Maybe something he has happened with him. He's had a light bulb moment, like where he says, aha, like something has changed for me when it comes to her. So this can indicate that he may be having revelations or epiphanies of some sort, but it specifically has to do with feeling fired up and excited about this connection. The High Priestess speaks to an inner knowing, maybe receiving some kind of subconscious downloads. Everyone walks around with a conscience, but maybe he's feeling a little bit more connected to his conscience or something along those lines. Maybe he's realizing if he's done you wrong in the past that this change needs to be made or these wrongs need to be righted. Something along those lines. It's almost like he's getting connected with his conscience and like, yeah, just wanting to make things right or maybe provide some kind of clarity. The sun and the star here, that's day and night energy. That's like a boost of excitement and warmth, and the sun speaks to wanting to have fun, wanting to enjoy time together, and the star talks about a renewal of hope. So this could be feeling like I want a second chance, or feeling like he'll be lucky to have a second chance if he comes towards you. So, whether you guys are in communication or not, this reading really speaks to a rejuvenation of sorts in your connection, a new path, a new beginning, things changing for the better. So, take that however you will. No matter what the dynamic or status is right now, if you're not in communication, that would mean you'd expect communication from him. If you are in communication, but things feel kind of dull or stagnant, this will change. And if you're in a relationship with this person, you probably can look forward to maybe taking things to the next level with them. So that is what I have, Ascend. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Yeah, the reconnection is here. 6 of Cups, clear energy, no blocks. Forward movement, it's too slow for you. I think he's here to invest time into you. So, Ascend, what I will say is, like, I want you to honor how you feel. And if something just isn't going at the pace that you're looking for it to go, one thing to keep in mind is we can acknowledge that we need something to move out faster, but we also can't force someone's hand into doing that, okay? So you might want to stick it out a little bit longer just to see what changes are coming up for you, because this reading speaks to renewal and new beginnings and just a lot of new energy coming in for the connection. So I feel like it would be worth it if it were me and I got this kind of reading to stick it out and just see what kind of changes are up ahead for us. But at the same time, like I said, you have every right. If you feel like it's just not going at the pace that you want, it doesn't mean it's a bad connection. It just might mean that you guys are on different pages. That's why you asked what's coming, because you're like a holiday weekend and he hasn't made any plans. So I'm like, is he even interested? SN, well, with this, okay, I'm not going to override what decision you decide to make with your own free will. But with this energy, with these cards, if it were me, I'd want to see it play out. I'd want to see, well, why is this energy coming in for me in this reading? Could something change for me? And I don't want to give up right now. I want to kind of see what this is all about. If I had a lot of bad cards and my intuition was telling me that this probably isn't going anywhere, then yeah, maybe cut off the connection or call it. But I'm tapping into this energy for a reason, and I would personally at least want to see in real time, let it play out. Because if you make any different decisions right now, Ascend, this reading, it plays out based on the current trajectory that you're on. If you make a different decision, if you make a decision to act any differently than you currently are with him, you can change the outcome of this and turn this into something completely different. So if you like the reading that you're hearing, if you like and you want to see where this goes, I wouldn't change anything right now. I wouldn't make any different decisions when it comes to him. I would just continue on the path, because when we utilize our free will, we can sometimes consciously or subconsciously affect the trajectory of the reading. So a lot of people will come to me and be like, hey, what you said, didn't end up happening. Can we look into that and see what went wrong? And I'm like, well, what changes did you make? Like, what decisions did you make? Oh, well, I blocked them. Well, that was the decision that you made that changed the course of the trajectory of the original reading that we had. So if you had just continued with the connection, that would have been your outcome. But you acted from ego, blocked them, and now you changed the course of the relationship. So that's why I'm encouraging you, course, because I would love to see this play out for you. At the same time, though, I'm not going to try to overpower any decisions that you make. Totally agree. Letting it be disappointing right now with no action is so random. Yes, okay, I'll keep an open mind. I hear you. At least no bad signs. It's a great reading. These cards are beautiful cards. So, yes. And did you want to donate for anything else, or does that complete your question? Yeah, I just feel like reconnection. I feel um, continued communication. I know that you had said you did reconnect and have been hanging out, but you're looking for more from him. So I feel like you'll get more from him. According to these cards, I feel like you're going to get more from him. You're welcome. Oh, Ascend, you too, friend. Feel free to come back and update me. Let me know what's going on with you or how things are progressing with the two of you, okay? All right, so first question, mini reading, what's coming next in love? Okay. Girl, I will. LOL. Thanks. You're welcome. What is coming next in love for Tanya? What's coming next in love for Tanya? Oh, that's weird. Whew. That's like a conflicting card here. What's coming next in love? Oh, if you guys for whatever reason cannot hear me, definitely let me know. But what I have noticed is that when you can't hear me, if you refresh, you'll hear me again. Because most of the time, if not all the time, when someone says they can't hear me, everyone else can. So just do me a favor and refresh. If you're still having issues, let me know, because then if multiple people tell me that they're having problems, then I know it's something on my end. I'm not sure how to ask the next question. Maybe how will the next 7 days go for me? I have a lot of important things coming up. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's a good way to word it. So, ooh, I have the Knight of Cups. So, I have someone that wine and dine you, take you out on a date. How do you feel about this person? You're uncertain about how you feel about them, okay? So I think this person might be way more interested in you than maybe you are interested in them. I feel like there might be an imbalance there. But I think that maybe potentially you want to explore this option because maybe you'll feel differently at some point if you give them a chance. Or maybe it just feels good to kind of get out there and go on a date with someone and have someone who's really interested in you show that effort. Um, so I think at first you're not quite sure how you feel about them. Is there any long term thoughts on who this person is? Is this person is I think you really like this person's mind, and I also think that they are good, like, husband material in terms of being that perfect person on paper. Like, almost like they've got a great career, like, they've got their life together, they've got savings, they've got investments, whatever. I feel like this person just kind of is very responsible, and I feel like they have qualities in them that make you feel like they would make a good life partner. I do feel like there's a mental stimulation here between the two of you. I feel like it's like a mental connection more than anything. Maybe what you feel or you're wondering if will blossom is the physical aspect of the connection. um, because I definitely think physical attraction and passion can grow, because you can have the hots for someone. You can think that someone is like the absolutely most attractive person ever and you want to jump their bones. The second they open their mouth, they go from like a 10 to a 2 in your eyes, because what someone can contribute to a connection and also their energy is going to determine long-term attraction, okay? So I think for you, it's kind of working in the reverse, is that you have that mental stimulation. You guys can agree, you're very aligned in a lot of different ways, maybe mutual interest, and maybe you're very attracted to this person's mind, how they think, how they view things in life. But the physical attraction is something, not that you don't find them, it's just that where's that chemistry, where's that passion? And I think that might make you feel a little uncertain about the connection, Tanya. But you're like, this guy has so much going for him that I really do want to give him a chance, because just as someone who's really attractive can go from a 10 to a 2, someone who I don't have chemistry or passion with, if I get to know them, their energy will completely change my mind, and then I'm going to want to jump their bones. So I think that for you with this person, you want to give them the chance. You like the interest, you like the investment, you like the eagerness that this person wants to take you out. They find you really special. You don't see really any red flags, it seems. So you're like, let me go ahead and give this a shot. All right. I do feel like you have a certain level of expectation of what you're looking for, and you're wanting that person to check every single box for you. So I feel like you have, it's not even an expectation. It's really not, because I don't think you're a very high maintenance person. I think that you really get along with really anyone. But I almost feel like it's an expectation. I almost feel like it's like, if I'm going to have my dream person, like, I want them to be how I'm picturing them. I want it to be and go a certain way. Um, so it doesn't, expectation just feels really harsh. Like that's not quite the word I'm trying to have, but just like a wish list, I guess, like a want, a desire. And again, if I'm assuming the wrong gender, like let's say you're into women, I'm so sorry. this this doesn't change the reading if I use the wrong pronoun. So don't let that affect anything if that's not correct. I do feel like you have been through a lot when it comes to love. I have the Five of Pentacles, so there's maybe some people who have made you feel unworthy, or made you feel like you just haven't had that opportunity to experience that love that you were looking for to have in return, um, to you. And there's some indications here that maybe you felt like what you wanted, what you needed, or who you were just was too much for someone, or not enough. Like you never really felt like you found that quite perfect measurement when it came to another person. Um, it's giving Gemini energy, I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like I can kind of relate to this reading a little bit the more I get into it. Um, but I really feel like it would behoove you to give this person a chance. Don't try to write him off the first date, because I think after the second, third, fourth, whatever date, I think you're really going to realize like how into this person you actually are. So, Tanya, that is what I have for that question. Let's go ahead and move on to your how your next 7 days are going to go. Um, After Tanya's reading, we have Georgie. And Georgie, you sent your question already, so we're good to go there. I probably will be signing off soon, so consider this a last call for donations. Anyone that wants to add on to it or send over a new donation, just let me know. All right, how will the next 7 days go for Tanya? How will the next 7 days go for Tanya? All right, we have partnerships and contracts. We have changes. See things kind of working out. Oh, there's that Knight of Cups again. That's interesting. Do you currently have someone you know of? Basically, what I'll ask is there any business with any romantic suitors right now for you? But I see socialization with the Three of Cups. This also can speak to community support as well. You have the Two of Cups of partnerships, meaning that if you're, which I don't really talk about legal things, but if there's any kind of partnership, business partnership, partnership dynamic like lawyer client or doctor patient or something along those lines, I feel like this is a symbiotic relationship. I feel like this is a good connection. If you're thinking about going into a partnership with someone, you say you're talking to someone but you're not really on good terms. Okay. I think something comes up here with that, with the Seven of, the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Because in the next 7, there's something going on here. I don't think this is the same person that I was speaking about in the last reading, because when I asked for clarification, I got this card. So this indicates to me that there's some kind of romantic connection that is leaving you filled with anxiety, or just like this card talks about insomnia. It can talk about feeling disappointed, let down, feeling like this is something that does play out in your mind from time to time. Sometimes this can talk about, thoughts as well. Like sometimes with this card, it can indicate that you think about this quite a bit. So it was making me feel like there's some kind of conflict or some kind of complication, which is why I asked if there was unfinished business with someone, because it makes me feel like there's still some kind of tether or still some type of connection. So I feel like there's something that plays out in the next 7 days when it comes to this person for you. But back to the partnerships thing, if you're thinking about going into business, rectifying a situation with a friend, like I said, lawyer, client, doctor, patient, boss, employee, like a dynamic where maybe you're looking for something to work out or hoping that if you put your heads together, you guys will be able to have a good outcome. The Two of Cups just speaks to partnership. It really does. Now, in a lot of circumstances, readers will say that the Two of Cups has to do with love. So it may be if I'm way off base with this partnership thing, if it has to do with the love relationship, almost like you guys see each other or spend some time together, but it does feel like it leads to disappointment, unfortunately, either way you play it out, because of these two cards. Okay, not this card alone, but these two cards. Okay, because this is the only reference I have in this reading when it has to do with romance. Now I do see the Tower as well, about sudden change, things that you're not expecting. But the positive thing in this deck is that it's about transformation. So it means change, positive change. It means change for the better. I don't know if you can see, but on these cards, there's like monarch butterflies. And it almost feels like magic is happening, almost like something that you can't really control, but at the same time, things are working out for the better. So there could be some kind of change or sudden change, but it's enlightening to you and it's beneficial to you. It's something positive that happens. We also have the Page of Pentacles, which speaks to financial and monetary stability. The Page of Pentacles, all pentacles basically move pretty slow, but the page to me speaks to like some type of opportunity that you might want to look into in some way. I was just double checking the chat. If there's anything specific that I'm saying that you're like, okay, this kind of makes sense here, and you want to elaborate on that, let me know. But when we're talking about a general, like how the week is going to go, I have to kind of just pick this apart as individual readings because I don't know what applies to where. So, socialization, support, or support from your friends, a good partnership, change for the better. It could be change in general, or it could be a sudden shift that you're not expecting that works out for you. We also have the Page of Pentacles, which speaks to working towards stability and also maybe an opportunity coming up for you in the next 7 days. This also can speak to career, finances, and education. And then maybe something coming through for you and this person that you said you were talking to someone but you're not on good terms. Something coming up this week about them as well. I'll give you a second to reply if there's anything you wanted to ask or tell me about anything that I have said. And then if not, we will move on to the next person. All right, so I think we're all settled up with Tanya. I'm going to have Georgie check in with me. Are you still able to ask a different question? Like you want to add on for another reading? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, you can definitely do that for sure. Hey, Georgie, thank you for checking in. I just wanted to confirm with you, Georgie, that the question that you put in the note of the PayPal donation is the question you want me to look into. And do you want me to keep the question to myself? Are you okay if I say it out loud? Just let me know. Okay, Tanya, that sounds great. Yeah, go ahead and send her, and we will get to you in just a second. Yes, please. You can say it. Doesn't matter. Okay. Perfect. Also, the person you're seeing might be my ex. I recently found out we're neighbors and I keep seeing everywhere. Oh my gosh. Because he left to be with someone else. Oh no. Girl, I've been there. I'm so sorry. That sucks. I'm hoping a distant ex, but if this was recent, I can understand if that's still painful. Hey Jay, we're only taking donations right now, and I'm probably gonna close the list in a little bit. So if you do want to donate, I would just recommend getting those in ASAP. Okay, closing distance from S, even though he's been reaching out. Okay, so you guys are in communication but feeling some distance. Okay, we look into why. Why is she feeling some distance from S, please? Kinda, it's been like 8 months. Yeah, but depending on how long you guys were together, 8 months can still be pretty recent though. Okay, so the first thing I all in your head. Okay? I I do think that there's some subtle shifts that you're noticing. You might even be just a very hyper aware person. Um, that is noticing some distance. I asked if it was about you, this distance that's being created, and I got a no. I have the Emperor here, which speaks to steadiness, stableness. It speaks to needing to be responsible, needing to be a provider, etc. So the energy this is kind of reminding me of is that he has responsibilities or like things on his mind that he has to make sure that he's taking care of, that's serving as a distraction for your connection. I don't think that it's anything personal because I specifically asked. This could also be wearing him out. This could be making him more tired. This could be making him feel more distant to you, even if that's not his intention coming through. Because his feelings for you, we have the Lover's justice, meaning that he cares for you and he wants to do what's fair and what's right. There are still feelings here. He might be kind of off doing his own thing because the Page of Wands talks about like marching to the beat of your own drum. But I feel like he almost has like goals in mind, things that he wants to fulfill, wishes that he wants to fulfill. I think it's really about mental distraction, if I can be completely honest. I think that there's something going on with him right now, and you're picking up on that subtlety because you're picking up on that energy shift. You are very hyper aware that maybe he used to respond to you within 2 minutes and now it's 10 minutes, for example. Or maybe you noticed before that like he would respond to every little thing that you said and now you're getting like shorter answers, okay? But I feel like his communication to you should be encouragement enough that he is still interested and he is trying to give to you in that way. But I do think that he's been mentally distracted lately, and I do think that, and it has to do with him, it has to do with his own personal life. He could be having outlets as well, like I don't know, I'm trying to think of like a guy thing that someone would like video games or something. Like I feel almost like he's doing things to distract himself even further. And it really, I want to kind of like drive this home that him, I do. And I feel like he doesn't, it's like almost like he doesn't realize that he's doing something different, okay? I think he thinks that he's not acting different, he's not responding to you differently. I feel like he thinks that he's giving to you just as much. Working on the house. Yes, okay, thank you. I was like, there's something that's like distracting him that he's doing at his house. Okay. So I think that in his mind, he thinks that he has not made any changes. Yes, I think he feels distracted. Yes, I think he feels maybe a little bit overwhelmed or busy. But I don't think that he has made the connection in his own mind that you are noticing that he is acting different towards you. I think that he just has not put two and two together, that it's coming across aloof, it's coming across distant. Um, and I think that he thinks, honestly, probably, that he thinks that he's giving to you just as much as he did before. Okay? So it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of, yes, you are right. This isn't all in your head, but also you're noticing energy shifts and it's probably sending panic signals to you, thinking that he's losing interest. Whereas he's just got other things going on right now. There's goals that he has in mind, deadlines. The Nine of Cups talks about wish fulfillment. So I feel like he's got his eyes on the prize right now, and that's where his focus is at the moment. This doesn't have anything to do with you personally. I think this is more about him. He has responsibilities, he has things he has to get done. And I think that he truly doesn't realize that he is communicating with you differently. So, Georgie, I where for you to go from here. Like, I don't know if you should, be direct with him about this. He's going to respond well to that. I'm not sure. Um, Maybe he will because he cares for you and wants to treat you fairly. So I think it really just all depends on how you approach this, okay? If you want to say, hey, like that's fine, if that's really what's going on, then I'll give him the grace during this time, but I just hope it doesn't last forever. That's cool too. I mean, what you do with this information is for you to figure out, but I'm not getting bad cards, you know, anything like he's walking away from this relationship. Okay, it seems more as like a mental distraction. It seems more like there's something going on with him right now, and he may be completely oblivious that you're even noticing anything. I think you nailed it. I'll just let him come around. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Georgie, does that answer everything for you? Did you want to add on at all tonight? Tanya said sent in other payments. Tanya, I got it. Thank you. You're welcome, Georgie. I hope you have a great night. I would love to see you back here again. All right, so Tanya, you are next. Have a great night, Georgie. That's all I need to know so I can sleep tonight. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that I can. I think a lot of times, depending on our experiences or our fear, we can sometimes jump to like the wildest conclusions. And like, I hope that I did bring you peace of mind. You know, sometimes people just get busy. Sometimes that is an excuse, but I don't think that's the case here. Oh, thank you. Have a good night. All right. So we're shuffling for Tanya now. Tanya is a mini reading. All right. So Tanya, let's scroll back up here. Oh my goodness. Okay, Tanya. I'm all caught up with everything that you said. You said that will that come to fruition? Oh my gosh. I think so. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Because I kind of was picking up on some kind of work opportunity with the Page of Pentacles. Do you remember when I was talking about like work, career, finances, like a work opportunity and then a partnership? You're starting a new chapter. Tanya, you're starting a new chapter. Let's see. Will this come to fruition? Will this come to fruition? So the Seven of Pentacles talks about all the hard work that you've put in. That's actually going to be a payout or a payoff for you as well. These are really great cards. The Ten of Swords indicates a release, just a release. Like Ten of Swords can sometimes mean like there's been this buildup for a long time. We can feel like we've really like clawed our way to the top. We really feel like we've been through a lot. And 10 signifies endings, and the world signifies endings into new beginnings. So I feel like there's some kind of like relief that comes over you from this Ten of Swords in reverse. You know, maybe this is it going to happen, is it not going to happen for me. Maybe you feel like you can breathe afterwards. I'm hoping that the store manager position comes with a promotion as well. Maybe that's going to also provide some relief for you too, financially. You say I don't want to get my hopes up. This would change. Oh, it would change your life. Damn, girl. Okay. Well, the world talks about completion. So the energy around you is really, really good, Tanya. It's like ideal almost for you to receive this position, especially because you offered the store manager position. It means that you are top of the list for them, and that's giving me even more validation that this is for you. This is available to you. The Seven of Pentacles talks about all the hard work time, like whatever, blood, sweat, is getting you to this point, and that you are going to be able to reap the benefits and reap the rewards of this thing. The Ten of Cups talks about how you are in perfect alignment right now, and the Ten of Cups talks about happy endings, happily ever after. I know in the last reading we were talking about partnerships, like agreements or contracts. And remember I said like boss employee or whatever. Then I also talk about work opportunities, sudden changes that are very beneficial and positive for you. So, with that in mind, and then also just with this reading, I really do feel like if it were me and someone said, "Are you putting money on this that it's going to happen or not?" I would be putting money on it. And I'd be putting a good amount of money on it, to be honest, because I feel that confident that these cards are telling me yes. I also feel like with the sun, it talks about celebration. The high priestess talks about kind of leveling up. The high priestess a lot of times talks about your higher self. And that is interpreting for me that you're stepping into this next season of life, that you're growing and evolving and you're becoming closer to that higher self, like design, basically. He said a huge pay bump. It would completely replace my current income that I have with 2 full-time jobs. Oh my girl. So that would give you so much more time freedom as well. Wow, that's crazy. So I have near to the finish line here, last lap. We also have the stability here with the Emperor. And then there was one other card. Give me 1 second to pull it. What was it? What was the other card that I pulled? The Fool. And this speaks to new beginnings. So, Tanya, I mean, I don't know how much more like validation and confirmation I can get from Spirit, but these are really, really, really great cards. I hope I'm right. I hope you get this. The fact that it would change your life is such a big thing to say. It feels confirming for me. Yeah. I know you said you didn't want to get your hopes up, but I really, really, really like this reading for this question. And also, what's really speaking to me is just how I didn't even know this in the last reading, and that those themes were coming through then. The same themes that are coming through now were coming through then, and I didn't even know about the promotion until this question. So that also makes me feel like this is going to come to fruition. Are you worried about it because you feel like maybe you're in competition with other people, or do you feel like even though you know you're like in the lead for this, that you're worried it's gonna fall through? Oh, you're doubting your abilities. Okay, so what I will say, and if Lovely was in here, she would agree with me, is we don't want to doubt ourselves as much as possible. I understand intrusive thoughts can come in, but if you doubt yourself or your abilities in any way, in any capacity, it worries me that you might energetically shift this outcome. I do feel like whatever is meant for you will find you, whatever is meant for you will happen, but our thoughts can sometimes delay these things. So, regardless If this promotion is meant for you, it's going to happen, period, point blank. There's nothing that can get in the way of it actually happening for you. But your thought process of like, oh, I'm doubting myself, I don't know, you might unfortunately pass up this opportunity this time. Maybe when the next opportunity comes up for you to be a store manager, then you'll get that one. So I don't want your thought process to delay this from happening for you. I would love to see you get this now. And just, I know like it's easier said than done to be like, just be confident, just be self assured. For you to say it feels like they see more in you than you do, I can understand those doubts. I can see that. Um, and I can feel that and I understand. But instead of saying like it feels like they see more in me than I do, just be like, wow, they're actually recognizing skills that I have and value that I have to the team. How flattering, you know? Instead of being like, I don't see what they see, you know? Just try to like rewire it. Like I said, easier said than done. But you know, and here's the thing, anytime you get a promotion, anytime you do something new, point blank period, it's gonna be scary and you are gonna doubt yourself because you're gonna say, I've never done this before, I've never had this experience, so how do I know I'm going to be good at it? But at the same time, any experience that you typically have, you learn it, you get a rhythm down, you start to build your confidence, and then you're like, what was I even scared of in the first place? Okay? I've been there before. I was recommended to be a clinical assistant for someone back in the medical field when I was working at an orthopedic office, and someone was like, you should do this, you should do this, and I was just scared. I was like scared to grow. I was doing, and I did it, and I did a damn good job. And it's like, if I don't have confidence in me, I can at least have confidence in the people that do have confidence in my abilities. So think of it that way, you know what I mean? Have confidence in their confidence in you, if nothing else, because I think that you're gonna kill it. I think that when you get it, you're gonna, yeah, it's gonna be a learning process and you're gonna have to maybe make tweaks here and there, but clearly they're seeing something in you that hopefully at some point you will also see yourself. So please, please, please keep me posted. I would absolutely love to hear you come back in here and be like, I got it. I'm hoping that for you. But I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for the night. I'm all caught up on our donation list and I need to get in the shower. So Tanya, thank you again for your donations this evening. I hope you have a lovely rest of your night, and I will see you next time.